Okay, let's talk about this case from a different perspective right now, because joining me is a very special guest, jury consultant Alan Tuerkheimer. Alan, it's great to have you back here on Law and Crime.
Nice to be here, Jesse.
Okay, so let's talk about it from a jury perspective. You not only have a witness on the stand, you have a witness that the defense is saying is the real killer. In your experience, how do juries react to that story?
Well, they certainly take the testimony and try to ask themselves what really happened. So in their minds are thinking, what are the attributes of this guy that's coming off here? Does he seem like he's hiding something? Is he shifting around a little too much? Does he seem like the kind of person that is actually capable of doing what the defense says this guy did? So I'm sure the jury is very closely paying attention to the words he's using, what he's saying, how he's saying it. And in their mind, they're trying to fit him into their overarching case narrative.
We know that Nicole was savagely beaten and strangled. When you look at the discrepancy between the two guys, and I wonder if we have a two-shot, we could show George Burch and Douglas Dietrich, there is a big size discrepancy. Are they also looking at that as well as the demeanor and saying, who could have really, from a practical point of view, committed this crime?
Absolutely. So these two guys are here, and they're looking at everything. They're looking at their size, looking at their demeanor, looking at how they look. And jurors know that when it comes time to be in court and present testimony, that they're going to look differently than they have in the past. This is not something that they typically do come to court. So they're making all kinds of assessments. And yeah, some of it is size, some of it is how they look, what they're saying. But they're really taking a whole broad perspective when evaluating these witnesses.
I'm sure they are. And you know what? They're going to have to analyze a little bit more, because here's some more of Douglas Dietrich being cross-examined. And this is where he talks about getting separated from Nicole that night. Take a look. Pretty fascinating stuff listening to the boyfriend of the victim in this case. Let's bring back on Alan Tuerkheimer to ask this question about the relationship between the victim and this boyfriend. Do you sense a bias from jurors, or maybe it's really hard to find impartial jurors, excuse me. Do they always have a feeling against the boyfriend, the wife, the girlfriend, the husband, the significant other? I mean, is it hard to find a jury that won't automatically target them?
Well, it can certainly be done, but you raise a good point. And jurors are always asking themselves, who does this person know best? Who is this person's life most intertwined with? And the answer is invariably a boyfriend, a wife, a husband, a spouse. So they are using a pretty critical lens to evaluate this testimony. He knows her very well. He knows her whereabouts. He's with her a lot of this time. So they're pretty skeptical. But at the same time, I think they're listening to what he's saying. They understand that sometimes when people go out there and drinks are involved, they're not going to remember every single detail. They're not going to remember every single person they talk to. So they're going to be critical, but also fair at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's what we hope for a jury. Critical, but fair. That's what I always want. Now, Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to update you about the Shayna Hubers case. As I said, Aaron Keller is in the courtroom, and he's been updating us. Opening statements have ended. We'll let you know what was said. Stay tuned. Okay, does she have a point that there is some bias and this case should be moved out? Let's bring back in Alan Tuerkheimer, jury consultant. Alan, does she have a point that it'll be unfair for her to get the right jury in this case? I mean, everybody knows about her.
Right, everybody knows about her, but her defense team had plenty of chances to question jurors about what they know about the case and if they have any thoughts about it. So assuming that went well and the judge was fair and let people go who said that, you know what, I know about the first trial and I can't be fair, she did it, or anything along those lines, then the people that end up serving on the jury are those that are in the middle. Maybe they've heard of it, but they certainly haven't made any kind of opinion, and they can listen to the evidence come in and not prejudge.
Well, we can only hope that. What I want to do right now, for anybody who hasn't heard this is the 911 phone call that Shayna made after shooting Ryan. Let's play that for you right now.
Campbell County 911. Ma'am, I killed my boyfriend in self-defense.
Okay, where are you at?
I'm at 12 Meadow Lane, Highland Heights, Kentucky. 41076. record.
Okay, 12 Meadow Lane. Are you in a house or an apartment there?
It's an apartment. It's apartment suite 10.
Is it Meadow, anything else? Meadow View or something?
No, 12 Meadow Lane. Ma'am, I killed him himself.
Okay. Tell me again what unit you're in. It's not showing on my computer.
It's 10. I've seen it 10.
Okay, you're at 12 Meadow Lane, unit number 10. Okay, hold on. What did you kill him with?
A gun, a loaded gun in the house.
Can you tell me where the gun is right now?
A gun is in the house.
Where at though, ma'am? Tell me where it's at.
I laid it on the bookshelf.
Where at? Laying on a shelf?
On the bookshelf.
Where are you?
I'm standing about 10 feet from his dead body.
Okay, are you sure that he is dead?
He's dead, ma'am. He's completely dead.
Okay. And how long ago did you shoot him?
I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, not even that long.
10 or 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
So you're going to stay on the line with me, okay? Because this is what we're going to do. The officers don't want me to stay on the line with you, so when they get there, they're going to want to know where that gun is, and we want you to get out safely too, okay?
Okay, are they going to arrest me?
Ma'am, I don't know what they'll do. We're going to send them out. I'm going to stay on the line with you, okay?
I mean, I'm not a murderer, ma'am. I just killed him.
What happened exactly? What happened?
He beat me and turned me out of the house.
He did?
He beat me and tried to carry me out of the house, and I came back in to get my things, and he was right in front of me, and he reached down and grabbed the gun, and I grabbed it out of his hand and pulled the trigger.
Okay. All right. Do you need an ambulance? Have you been injured?
I'm not injured, ma'am. I was thrown into the side of the couch.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 29. He'll be 30 he would have been 30 on December the 30th.
All right. What's his name?
Ryan Carter Posted. He's an attorney in Cincinnati.
Okay. Have you had a history of domestic violence with him?
Yes.
Okay. And is this your gun?
No, this is his gun. He keeps loaded guns in the house.
So he slammed you into the couch, but you don't have any injuries?
I don't have any injuries. I was just very frightened. He's a lot bigger than me. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. I'm 5'8", 120. And he picked me up and was carrying me out of the house. And I said, let me get my things at least if we're gonna break up. And he wouldn't let me get my things. And when I reached around to try to get my things, he pushed me down from the door all the way to the couch. And when they come here, they'll see how far that is. He threw me across the room. And I was very startled. I was laying on the floor.
Okay. All right.
And I killed him.
Okay. Ma'am, this is what I want you to do. You're sure he's not, ma'am, you're sure he's not breathing at all? No, that's okay. They actually have someone that's outside almost right now, but I'm gonna stay on the line with you, okay? When they tell me to, what I'm gonna tell you to do is walk to the door with your hands up because we want you to come out safely, okay?
Ma'am, and then because he was twitching and I knew he was gonna die anyway, and he was making funny noises, I shot him a couple more times just to kill him because I knew he would have been.
I'm sorry, you said you shot him a couple more times after that?
Yeah.
How many times did you shoot him total?
I don't know.
Okay, because he was twitching and you knew he was going to die, so you shot him again?
Enough to make sure he was dead because he was twitching so bad and I didn't want to watch him lay there and twitch.
So you shot him instead of calling 911?
Do what? Yeah, I did because I knew he was going to die anyway.
Okay.
It was pretty bad. He was like, he just was twitching when he was pretty much dead and I shot him just so he stopped twitching.
Pretty incredible stuff right there. The phone call right after the shooting. It doesn't get any more real than that. Let's bring back in Alan Tuerkheimer, jury consultant. Got to ask you, when a jury hears that, if they hear that in this retrial, what do you think they're going to think?
Yeah, like you say, I mean, that's as real as it gets, and it's right after he was shot. And it's interesting, the operator was almost investigatory and even a little wary of what she was saying. She said, so you shot him a few more times and didn't call 911. So this is obviously a frantic situation, and the jury is going to, if they hear that, they're going to wonder, okay, so what actually happened? Is this something that somebody, if you believe her, would do under those circumstances? So, and there's a lot there, and I think a lot is going to also depend on whether or not what she said in those calls is consistent with what she later told investigators. But certainly a lot of hysterics in that call, understandably, and that's as raw as it gets.
It really is, and I wonder how much the jurors, excuse me, each one of them sits back and thinks, well, if I was in that situation, what would I have done? And then maybe compare it to what Shayna said on the phone, and I'm sure they have that comparison. And it's not easy being a juror in any case, let alone a case such as this that is getting such national attention, and we are covering it as best as we can here on Law and Crime, and our very own Aaron Keller is reporting back to us live. So we'll update you throughout the day about the Shayna Huber's case. We'll be back right after this. Okay, so this is where things get really good. I want to bring back on Alan Tuerkheimer, jury consultant. Is the jury looking at this and saying, man, this guy is a bad boyfriend, really doesn't care about what happened to Nicole that night? Or are they saying, something seems a little suspicious about his behavior, and maybe if I was in that situation, I wouldn't have acted like this? What do you think?
Right, definitely. When you say that, that's what jurors do. And keep in mind, Wisconsin's the heaviest drinking state. I'm from Wisconsin, and it's a badge of honor for a lot of these folks. So people going out and having some gaps in awareness, having said things that maybe is regretted later, tempers flaring a little bit, that can be overlooked. But I think you make a good point. You have 12 jurors there. Some are saying, you know what, this type of thing happens. I understand. What he's saying, yeah, he might not be the best boyfriend, but did he really do those horrible things that happened to Nikki? So there's probably jurors are seeing it differently, but I think overall they're really paying close attention to what he's saying, and they can separate what he's saying as a boyfriend, maybe not acting in the most noble fashion, right, versus what he's accused of doing by the defense.
During voir dire, the jury selection process, are they asked questions about their relationships? Have you had fights with a significant other? Anything like that?
They should be asked that. If the attorneys are doing their jobs, they should delve into everything. They want to know about relationships, disagreements, disputes, because as you're alluding to, they don't want to seat somebody that looks in this and just becomes horrified and equates this with what happened to Nikki. So it's something that should have been delved into in voir dire, for sure.
Alan, love having you on. You really give a great perspective on this case and other cases as well. I want you on for a longer time next time, but thank you so much for coming back.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jesse.
All right, everybody. I am going to be signing off, but Carissa Kranz will be signing in, and she's going to guide you through the next chapter of this case, as well as the Huber's case and the Paul Manafort case. Stay tuned. We're covering a lot here on the network.